Hello, my fellow Nigerians. One of our own is saying hardship. Tinubu government squeezing Nigerians like oranges. Tax incentives are being misused. Adewale Adebayo said. The 2023 presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party, Prince Adewale Adebayo, has accused the President Bola Tinubu-led government of worsening Nigeria's economy woes. Adebayo likened the government's policies, including the removal of petrol subsidies and the flotation of the naira, to squeezing Nigerians like oranges, leaving them to bear the brunt of escalating hardship across the nation. In this interview with the Daily Post, he shared his alternative ideas that would have made life better and easier for Nigerians, instead of the petrol subsidy removal and the floating of the naira by the current administration, which have brought untold hardship to Nigerians and brought the economy to its knees, with the naira falling to its lowest ebb in the international money market. He spoke on a wide range of other issues, including the politics of oil refineries in Nigeria and the issue of tax incentives, among others. Nigerians are currently going through hard times as a result of the poor economy. Are people like you also affected by the harsh economy? As leaders, whatever our people are going through, we are also going through it. The pain began to affect me even before the election, because I already saw what was coming. So it is a case of a doctor who can see that the patient has a cancer, even though the patient is not aware. Not only did I see it coming, I also said that it was coming, and I said it everywhere. Nigeria has only one problem. All the problems they are telling you about Nigeria are just symptoms of one problem, and that is bad governance. Like Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu said, her husband is not the cause of the problem. He is only the symptom of the problem. Talking about alternatives, the three major candidates of the APC, the People Democratic Party, and the Labour Party during the 2023 electionary campaigns all promised they would remove subsidy and float the currency. You didn't go that route in your campaign. Instead, you presented other alternatives. How do you think your alternatives would have had positive impact on the economy if you had won the election? The first thing to do is in an economy is to realize that there is a lot of wealth trapped in the talent and the energy of the people, such that the first thing you need to do is to target the reduction of unemployment. The reason monetary economics is allowed is because the fundamental objective of monetary economics is to achieve good employment, not only of labor, but also on all factors of production, so that you have allocative efficiencies that clearly want to make you want to invest your money in the economy and get people employed. There are 5 areas you can look into. Agriculture is number 1 because it employs the highest number of people. It also allows hanging fruits because it is easy to start. Anybody with a tractor and bucket can get started. It is capable. So you cannot go into producing raw materials and other things that are additives. It will also make sure you govern your territory such that you are now in full control of your land, where a large portion of it are being shared with bandits, since some of them are in control of the government. With agriculture, you will create employment and solve the problems of food as well. If you look at the incidence of food prices in the entire aggregation of inflation, it will come down. Also, you have to invest in infrastructure. Investing in infrastructure means that you don't allow people to do for themselves as individuals things that we can call do collectively. That means you want to make sure that people traveling from one end to the country to the other don't have to travel in their own vehicles, because you have public transport. You need to give people good health. You need to build rural health facilities, as this will employ people and even keep people healthy and move productive and more productive. You need to make social investment in education. Many of the cases of unemployment which we are dealing with in our time will be rapidly dealt with. Recruiting teachers, but the problems of the governors, even with all the money they are making now, is that they don't want to employ people, because when they employ, there is less discretionary spending. This is because if you employ, you must pay as you are bound by contract. Some states, rather than increase compensation for their staff, tell their staff to come to work twice a week. Look at the costing. I am taking their numbers so that they won't say I am second question. When the noise first come out, it was under former President Goodluck Jonathan. At that time, it was traveling towards 1 trillion naira. At a time, it was over 1 trillion naira. When President Muhammadu Buhari came, it traveled at the way to 4 trillion naira in the bucket. But there was some transparency in the lies, such that you had to budget it in the books. It was there in the books when we were campaigning. Some were saying that if we were not careful, it would come to about 8 trillion. For me, if we audit our consumption, definitely we don't consume up to 2 trillion at the old price. Secondly, if we get our refineries to work, it will be less. And Nigerians need to know the reason our refineries are not working. Let me give you a simple explanation. When you are trying to repair an existing refinery and you have not finished repairing it, and somebody gets an architect to draw a map of a refinery, you went to negotiate lands in many places, got lands, started construction, finished constructing, and now selling. You haven't finished repairing the one already in existence. What does that tell you? It tells you that the priority is to make sure that those things don't work. The NNPCL is part of the government, and nobody gets appointed without the government's approval. The idea is that they don't want to run the government. They don't want to run the economy. They are fighting to take control of the petroleum market. They see you as a customer, not as citizens. They don't want to be responsible for ensuring you have a good life of training. Your children, you can go to work with 7% of your salary to pay for transportation. Then they need to create scarcity of work. These refineries were built years ago. The first one was part of our first development plan. The Port Harcourt refinery, which was done during the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa era. Then General Yakubu Gowon came and started building that of Warri. By that time, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo had taken over and built Kaduna. The idea was that we would be building more because we had an energy-rich country, and we were not supposed to be worried about the small quantity being consumed in Nigeria. If we are productive, we should be consuming 1 million barrels a day. We were supposed to be exporting so that even the little part we are consuming locally will not be the excess of a government. And how many refineries are in Singapore? Go to refinery market with $2 billion to $3 billion. You will build a good refinery. People call bogus figures here because the government is involved and they try to siphon the money. The refinery is old technology distillation. The refinery is the Gulf of Beirut, has been there since 1900. The one in Pennsylvania was built in 1903 and they are still working. So what is new about refinery? Talk to chemical engineers and ask them about the largest and the most complex catalytic cracking unit. How much will it cost? Even they have to get it designed from the beginning. My people, this is what we are saying, that they should put the right person in the right place. In your comment section, feel free to say your opinion, comment, love, share, like, subscribe to this channel. God bless Nigeria. Thanks and God bless. Amen.